let's talk about the synergies between an activated zeolite and an H1X1 Agaricus blazei extract. Why would we want to put these ingredients together? Now first understand what synergy means. A synergistic benefit means that the combination yields greater benefits than if you simply took the sum of the individual benefits of the products. And that's what we see when we mix these two compounds together. See, both compounds, both the extract from Agaricus blazei and zeolites are antioxidants, but they work differently. And when you have two different mechanisms of action that do the same thing, you wind up with a synergistic result or synergistic benefit. You see, the zeolite is an antioxidant because it can wholly trap free radical particles. Small free radical particles will get trapped by the zeolite and removed from the body. The Agaricus blazei extract is a antioxidant because it can either donate or take an extra electron from a free radical and therefore quench a free radical. Two different mechanisms to the same function, and so we wind up with a synergistic benefit, and it becomes one of the most potent antioxidants found on the planet because of this benefit. Another thing we see is what we call a shuttling mechanism. See, the zeolite travels all over the body. It's a systemic detoxifier, and it does have a negative charge. So it can grab positively charged compounds and trap them and remove them from your body, which it does with toxins. But even things that are good can be attracted to the zeolite. Now, some compounds are too big to be trapped, but the zeolite has the ability to kind of pull them along the body and keep them in circulation. The beta-glucans, the carbohydrates in the mushroom extract that are responsible for its immune support, have a slight positive charge. And so the zeolite allows it to pull it around the body, shuttle these compounds around the body so they can do the most amount of good. And you get a more systemic benefit from the use of the compounds together. Now the real key is the immunomodulation. Immunomodulation means that your immune system is turned on but acts appropriately. You don't have a hyperimmune response like allergy, asthma, or inflammation, and you don't have immune suppression like we can see when people take certain medications. We have immunomodulation. Your immune system works the way it's supposed to work all of the time. Two different mechanisms. The zeolite works as an immunomodulator because it removes toxins from the body that inhibit metabolic function. It also activates zinc finger proteins. Zinc finger proteins are called zinc finger proteins because there's a zinc in the center of the protein, but they're necessary for cellular replication. Anytime you're making new cells, zinc finger proteins come in and help replicate that cell. Now, this is especially important when you're fighting an infection. If you have a cold, a flu, you have a virus, you need zinc and to form zinc finger proteins, which will then make more white blood cells to fight infection. This is one of the reasons you might suck on a zinc lozenge when you have a cold. Well, the problem is zinc can be displaced from zinc finger proteins by heavy metals, especially arsenic. When you're taking this activated zeolite, it pulls the heavy metals out and allows zinc to get into the zinc finger proteins and helps stabilize immune system function because of that. That's immunomodulating. Now, the Agaricus blazei extract is an immunomodulator because the beta-glucans go right to the cells and turn on those immune system cells. They tell them to get to work, but they tell them to get to work in an appropriate manner. These are cellular signaling mechanisms. Two completely separate mechanisms to effectively turn on and modulate the immune system response. So you get an incredible synergistic benefit. And when you put these together to form the Mega D, that's when your body's going to be at its peak. You're going to have a detoxified, clean body that's going to function at its absolute peak because of immunomodulation. Now, additionally and lastly, both compounds, the zeolite and the Agaricus blazei compound, have published research that show them to have anti-mutagenesis or effects against cancer cells. The zeolite effect seems to be the activation of the p21 tumor suppressor gene, and that's been published in 2 separate clinical studies as far as mechanism of action. We believe that basically as the body is cleaner, the body is healthier, genes like p21 turn on and recognize that certain cells are damaged or cancerous and induces apoptosis or programmed cell death. Now, the Agaricus works as an anti-mutagenesis simply because it's immunomodulation. It turns on the immune system, which targets anything that's a foreign body of the body, which includes viruses, bacteria, and cancer cells. So again, 2 different mechanisms of action that can function in anti-mutagenesis will keep the body even cleaner and healthier. These are synergistic benefits that you can't get from any other compounds and certainly from no other formulation like you can from the Mega D.